Hello, my name is Miguel Lozano, and this is my totally cool and radical podcast. In today's episode, I guess, we'll be doing an analysis of my project, by which the podcast is based upon. Yeah. So, as I said before, this episode is gonna be about analyzing what was my project in the multicultural class, as well as a liderazgo class, that is leadership in English, for those non-Hispanics or non-Spanish speaking viewers. I'm sorry. So why don't we get right into it? This episode is gonna be more about the interviewees than about my opinion. My opinion was already shared in another document that I had to give a teacher printed. I don't know why. It's the age of technology, but whatever. Anyways, yeah, let's start. If we went by a chronological fashion, then the first person that we as a team interviewed was a resident living in Kilometro 29. Now, let me give you a little bit of a background. We, in our team and in our class, we went to a community that we felt was in serious need for our help. What the school chose for us was Kilometro 29. It is a suburban area in the outskirts of Ciudad Juarez. They are extremely poor in some cases. They don't have a running source of water. Most people depend on their food and resources from our community centers or stuff like that. And yeah, that's what this project is about. I should have explained that earlier, but whatever. Let's just get right into it. Yeah, the first man we interviewed was a resident in Kilometro 29. He was, well, typical, Mexican person, if I can call it that. I'm not trying to sound racist or anything, but just, he's a guy who you would see walking down the street, right? How can I explain it? Well, he was not unusual. He did have a pretty cool mustache, though. That's pretty much what I can remember from him. I don't even remember his name. No, he wasn't Ernesto. He was something else. But yeah, I can't remember his age nor his name. Right? I don't think we asked that, and if we did, I didn't catch it. Um, his opinion, well, it resonated with the rest of Kilometro 29, in that they talked about the harshness and the unfairness of it all, really, of living with water problems, of not having even off for a restroom, right? They have to do the old timey communal pits of well, yeah. The second person that we interviewed was Ms. Veronica Jimenez. She was a worker, or she is, sorry, not was. She's still alive, thank God, I guess. She is a worker at the Pedro Zaragoza Foundation, working in, Kilometro 29. She was an elderly woman, kind of short, I guess. I really couldn't get her exact age. I didn't ask, out of respect. She, much like the man we interviewed before, repeated and expressed the same ideas as the people of Kilometro 29, right? She too blames the government for a lack of a good city planning, stating that the disorganized way that the city is built is causing a lot of communities to die out due to the dispersed attention that the municipal government has to many of the different sections and areas of Ciudad Juarez. The third and last interviewee was Miss Patricia Picacerri. She is a school teacher. She actually teaches in the same school where I study, which is, as you already know, Tec de Monterrey, Campus Ciudad Juarez. And she is also an ex-worker at multiple citywide water and sanitation related projects. Um, she has never worked directly with Kilómetro 29 Pedro Zaragoza. She has only witnessed what some past generations have done, because our generation is not the first one to work alongside the community and the organization Pedro Zaragoza, which is actually an organization that organizes all donation and charity related things that go to Kilómetro 29 and many other poor and marginated parts of Ciudad Juarez. Yeah, she only accompanied some students of other generations. She saw firsthand what we were doing, what was happening at the community. Um, she expressed her discontent of the situation that the community faced. She talked often about the lack of clean water and about the uncontrolled population of feral dogs roaming the area, which is something that I noticed too. There's a lot of unwashed and, you know, probably flea ridden or at least some kind of disease ridden dogs roaming the place. And, a lot of them don't seem to be cared for. And there's a lot of dog poo everywhere. I mean, everywhere. It was goddamn. Anyways, she thought the government could do a lot better in helping out. So, what our team chose to work on in Kilómetro 29 was to address the water problems that the community faced. That's why we chose to represent it through the SDG water and sanitation. Now, an SDG is a sustainable development goal. It's a set of goals implemented by the UN. It's what the UN wants to reach or to complete before a set amount of time. I can't remember exactly in what year it's gonna, it's a set goal, the finishing year, but it's a bunch of really important goals, and they're supposed to improve the world for the better. And when we visited Kilómetro 29, we saw that they had a lot of water-related issues, so we said, why not choose the SDG for water sanitation, yada yada, you get it. Sorry about my voice. I know it's a lot weirder than usual, as if it wasn't weird enough. It's my throat's starting to hurt. Thinking a little bit sick. It's 12 a.m. on a Monday, or I guess Tuesday technically night. God, I could have done this a lot sooner, right? I had all day, but I guess I chose not to, cause that's how we do. But anyways, back to the topic. After witnessing the problems that the Kilómetro 29 community faced, and after researching our SDG and really researching the problems that a lot of communities faced around the world, at least relating to water, because the issues that Kilómetro 29 faces, like lack of sewage or lack of running water, they aren't Juarez specific things. It's a problem that a lot of communities face. Everybody scrolls past a news article or a post in Facebook about some community in a far off country, dying due to a lack of water, you know. But I think after researching all this, it really changes our perspective, because this wasn't some far off country that I visited. This was my own city, right? And after it being so close to home, like it changes things, because you hear those people's desperation in their voice and their anger and their sadness and really their inability to do much because of their lack of resources. It's heartbreaking, and it really changes your perspective on putting importance on these things, right? And that's why I'm making this little call to action. If you have any community that faces similar things near you, I'd recommend you visit them if you really want to know what these people suffer, because it being so close to home and you actually interacting with them, seeing it firsthand. This isn't some Facebook thing. This is real life, right? After all those things happen, I think yours and a lot of people's perspectives will change. I think it will. But yeah, anyways, I think I'm already going a little bit past the 10-minute mark. So I'm going to wrap it up there. Uh, yeah. Well, it's still 12 a.m. Well, it's now 12:30 a.m. Sorry. Um, Start to edit this thing. But yeah, I hope you have a good night. Next episode is gonna be about, I don't know, Hawaiian King sweet rolls, I guess, because I really like those. Those are pretty good. But yeah, have a good one. Good night.